Hey everybody, welcome back to the Miniac, and for those of you who might not be aware, the official appearance of the 2020 Mini Cooper SE electric car has been leaked during what appears to be a photo shoot, and as we can see, the car is completely exposed now. So apart from the rear valance on the vehicle, the car is completely exposed, so we can see the full exterior and all the design elements. And from what we can see, it looks though as if it does in fact retain some of the design styling cues from the concept car, but does it match the concept car completely? Well, the answer is a resounding sort of. It doesn't have the fairings that the concept vehicle shows, as you can see. It does have a variation of the grille from the concept. The mirrors are basically a restyled version of the current generation mirrors, but actually look more like what's going to be on the upcoming John Cooper Works Clubman. And it looks like it does in fact retain the style of the wheels, which are rather unique looking. It's an interesting looking vehicle to say the least. It does have some odd design quirks. For one, it does incorporate the yellow accents, although a little bit more muted than what we saw in the concept car. It has the standard headlights and taillights, which we see on most of the current generation of the cars. It has the same black plastic wheel arch trim that you find on most of the Minis. So for all intents and purposes, it looks very much like a normal Mini Cooper. But here's the stuff that it's kind of strange, makes it look odd. It incorporates a bit of the trim pieces from the Cooper and some trim from the Cooper S. Notice that it has a hood scoop like the Cooper S, but it has the front bumper like the Cooper. The grille is also different. If you also notice from the side, that gas cap is massive. So that's a rather interesting departure from the current lineup. So it's a really large gas cap. I've also talked to some folks who said it looks like the car sits higher. Well, the sitting higher is because of the batteries underneath the vehicle, and they had to make it able to carry the weight of the batteries, so they used suspension bits out of the Clubman and Countryman. Overall, it's not a bad execution. It looks pretty decent. It's a nice looking vehicle overall, but it does kind of lose a few things. The wheels do mimic the concept car, so that's fantastic. It does sit a little higher than expected, so it's not quite as cool in that factor. It doesn't quite have the cool factor going for the styling. It looks basically like a cross between a Cooper and a Cooper S. And as far as performance, well, the mileage is down from originally projected to be 200 miles down to 120, so it's a slower vehicle. I mean, it's not a slower vehicle, it's a shorter range vehicle. Top speed of the car is actually 100 miles per hour, which is actually pretty decent, but I don't know exactly what the 0 to 60 time is on the vehicle as of yet. I will get that information as soon as I can. They are projecting a starting price of $29,000, which puts it in the price range of an automatic transmission Cooper S hatchback, which is decent money, but when you think about the fact that with the Cooper S automatic hatchbacks, you can gas those suckers back up and get far more range than 120 miles. Now, the range reduction has to do with the fact that the car is using the BMW i3S powertrain, and because of that, it has to end up having reduced mileage. I guess it's something to do with the way they had to configure the powertrain to fit in the car, because as most of you know, the current generation of Mini, built on the UKL1 platform, was not designed to be an electric car. So BMW trying to make this car an electric vehicle required a lot more engineering and reconfiguring. Naturally, the 4th generation Mini, when it finally does come out, is going to be designed to be specifically an electric car, but offer a hybrid and an electric powertrain, as well as a gas engine powertrain. So that car, when we finally get more information on that, will be a fantastic change in pace. But for now, we have this new electric vehicle, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's a little, it's interesting for some people. Some people are really excited about it. I'm looking at it and I'm looking forward to driving it to see if I really like it, see how it performs. I hear it has a perfect 50-50 weight distribution, so could be great from a performance standpoint. As far as styling goes, I think it misses the mark just a little bit. They could have gone a little bit more unique with the styling, and I think they tried to go a little bit too what's the word I'm looking for, too conservative with the styling. That being said, I did notice they changed it looks like they changed the fender trim actually just a hair to give it a more of a detail, more of a contour line actually. So I guess there's something they did change on that looks a little bit different from the rest of the lineup. They naturally closed up the entire front grille because as you can imagine, an electric powertrain doesn't need a radiator. All in all, it doesn't look terrible. That being said, it's going to be one of those, you're going to have to drive it. You're going to have to decide if you really want the car. For those of you out there who are going to be driving these cars in the city or short commutes around town, it's going to be a good vehicle. But for those of you looking for long range, say cross country, you're going to not want to buy this car. You're going to be looking for something that gets better, that's going to get actual gas mileage. And I don't necessarily mean go for a Tesla, because even then you still have to charge up the car. In those instances, you're going to still want a gas engine vehicle. But for general commuting and around town, if you're going to be within a 30-mile range of your house, 30, 40, 50-mile range even, I would say that the electric Mini, when it comes out, might not be a bad choice. And at $29,000, that puts it in a pretty decent price point. It's remains to be seen what sort of options the vehicle is going to have, but we do know, aside from obviously it's going to have an automatic transmission, we do know it's going to have a digital instrument cluster over the steering column. So that's an interesting departure from the current analog gauge cluster, and it should be something that's unique that might eventually trickle down to the rest of the Mini lineup. But for now, we're going to be seeing that gauge cluster on the electric Mini as well as possibly the GP3 when it comes out later next year. So as you can see, good looking vehicle overall, but as far as the styling, it looks like they went a little too far to tone it down from the concept car. And that's a little disappointing. I was kind of hoping they were going to go more extreme and give it that extreme styling from the concept car, which would have really set this car off and definitely made it a stylish vehicle and definitely something worth owning. As it is, this example in the picture is in white silver, it looks like, with a black roof, and then that new mirror design. They did redesign the mirrors oddly, and it's kind of a love it or hate it with the mirrors. They added contour lines that are either really interesting or could be really annoying. But it's definitely an interesting design change, and I'm looking forward to seeing this car when it finally does come out. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little video, this little release of this car. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting a chance to test drive this vehicle, but in the meantime, we're going to be getting more information as this car comes out and possibly some actual road testing, so we'll find out sooner or later what it actually gets as far as mileage and all the performance specs. I'm sure those are going to be out soon, even before the car actually goes on sale at the dealerships. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like below. Don't forget to comment. And if you haven't already done so, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. And starting next week on Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m., I'm going to start doing a live stream where we'll have a discussion topic related to either the previous video or any interesting topics within the Mini community. So I hope you enjoyed this, but until next time, I just want to remind you all that life is too short to drive a boring car. So as always, drive a Mini. I'll catch you all later.